Hello everyone and welcome to the Projector Mentorship lectures, and I'm going to do this one in English because I feel like I want to warn you about something that's going to happen in the next days. As we know, we are approaching to the Rave New Year, and we have a lot of people doing or trying to do this popular Rave New Year forecast. And as an analyst, I am myself, I know what's going to happen, and I want you to understand what these people are going to do that day. I'm going to teach you how to do your own rate forecast, because the way people are going to do it is not the correct way of analyze this what is supposed to be a New Year cycle. And the reason why is that is there's no planetary cycle in the construct we have about what we call a new year. That's the first thing to understand. And the second thing is that what these people are going to do is this is the chart of the day, the 21st January. I don't remember the exact hour because I have it in my country time. And what these people are going to do is to analyze the chart of this particular day, and they're going to say this is the thematic of the world year. This is absolutely absurd. This is stupidity, ignorance. They are ignoring the fundamental mechanics principles and the logic behind to analyze, because this is the chart of the day and the transit is not static, it's going to move. So you cannot say, for example, that the channel of transitoriness is going to be the thematic of the world year, because that's absolutely wrong. And I don't want you people to spend money or pay for something that is not quite right. And this is the reason why I'm doing this. I don't want you to be fooled, or these people are going to keep you ignorant of what the true information is. And this is why I decide, and I feel like teaching you how to do this properly with the correct logic and the correct principles, mechanical principles that are going to be present in the analysis of this particular event. And as I say, there is no planetary cycle that define. What I mean is, as human, we have this social construct of celebration of the new year, which means nothing. It truly means nothing. The fact that the sun enters in the 41st gate, that doesn't mean anything. It's just a planetary movement. And it's not like, oh, these people are going to say that you have to plan and you have to do your New Year request, wishes, desire, what you want to do this year, what you want to setting goals and all of that, because this is the correct time. It's not real. It's not the way it works, because the 41st gate is only the planetary position in which it's going to start, what it means, the human experience. And the human experience is the life itself. It's default. You don't decide what you're going to, unless if your mind is trying to tell you what to do. It has nothing to do with what this gate function does. And you are going to have these people saying that, well, get ready, prepare your goals, your requests for the new year, and start your cycle, and you're going to initiate and try to achieve something. And remember that you're paying money for that, to people to tell you these things that are absolutely wrong. And this is no astrology. If you find there are good astrologers there, but if you find someone saying that, oh, if this planetary movement is going to happen, then you can do this or you can do that, is what they are telling you, or what are they selling you? And remember something else: most of you don't have the 30 gate activated in your design, so there's no definition in the 40 and the 45th, so you're not going to be impacted by this transit. And this 41st gate is going to last only 1 week. Only 1 week. And you're not going to do anything with that. Because, number one, you are not the program. The program has not the potential to define what you are going to do. And if you are following your human design type, the program is not your own authority. So what's going to happen in that day is all going to be bullshit. And I don't want you to be full and spend tons of money of that. I've seen some people offering $300, I think, this Rave New Year forecast. 300. And most people in this cycle we are of financial pressure, not everyone has that money, and it's going to be a pain for you to pay for this. And these people are not going to tell you anything useful or practical you can do with that. And you're going to be very delusional about when you do this these agendas and requests for New Year, and it's not going to happen. You're not going to do anything with that. So I want you to teach you what is supposedly to be a Rave New Year forecast, and I'm going to teach you how to do it, so you can do it your own. You don't need to pay for this. Truly, I mean, really, I don't want you to spend energy in those fake people telling you what you have to do only because the sun open one gate or another. Remember that we made this social construct and celebration of New Year, and there's a big bunch of madness and people celebrating that. It's just another day in life. There's nothing special in this. So there are two ways of doing a Rave New Year forecast. And the first way is solar return, and I'm going to explain later why. And the second way to do a Rave New Year forecast is to be able to map the transit by month or by quarters, and be able to see any particular important movement of inner and outer planets, and also the nodes. So we are not looking at lines, we are not looking at profile. This is not a larger cycle analysis. This is like a normal transit analysis, but we are going to be able to observe what's going to happen in month by month. This is the one way to do a forecast. And the second way, as doing a solar return with your chart, is to be able to see the impact the program is going to have in you the whole year. Because remember something, we all experience the program different. So for example, if let's say the sun enter into the, I don't know, the 25th gate, and if you don't have the 51, you are not going to feel anything about that activation. That's an example. So in doing a solar return, you are going to be able to forecast what the new year is going to be according to your perspective, and impact is going to happen to you. So of course it's going to be accurate, because that's the way you are going to filter the information of the program. And if you want to see any collective thematic or any generalization, you can watch the transit by month. For example, we have this channel of transitoriness activated until, I think, until the end of March is, if I don't remember wrong, let me check. I don't remember this option. I think it's this one. And let's say, for example, I want to every 6 hours could be, or gate change of the sun. We are going to see it by 12 hours. And as you notice, if you see the date here, this is going to be a constant thematic. The channel of transitoriness, it's going to be a long time until let's see. We are already entering into February, and I think it's retrograde here. Yeah, and we enter again the 7th. And again, and this is going to be for a long time. I think like here in March, and we still have it. April, it's going to be there, because this is Jupiter and Saturn. No, Saturn and where is it going? The 35. Yeah, Jupiter and Saturn. it's going to be to form the channel, and I think it's going to end here. Here until the 7th of April. So this is going to be transitoriness. It's going to be a important thematic through the year. That's one thing. And if we look at the nodes are going to change too into the 36 polarity, and this polarity is about the initiation of turmoil and emotional experience. This is what's going to be present as a collective thematic. So if we enter into May, we are not anything here. Mercury and Venus forming the channel of initiation, so something important may be happening here. It's not going to last very much. So we have 2343 in the Sun Earth polarity. We are going to have logic here, awareness. None of this is going to last much. So channel of charisma, 1 week, and I'm showing you that there are not going to be any important thematic other than the change of the nodes and the 35, 36. We enter again into Juni. Yeah, and it's in the nodes and Mercury retrograde, and it's not going to be there anymore. So let's see the last quarter of the year. Nothing important here. End of the year here. Integration. Uranus and the 20th gate, the gate of the now, and the moon is not going to last much. Channel of brainwave. In the end of the year, this is going to last sometime here until I think it's September. Yeah, it's going to be like 1 or 2 months. The awareness to be present in the now. So I'm showing you that there are not going to be important thematics this year, other than the channel of transitoriness until the first quarter of the year. And this is the way you do a transit forecast for any cycle you want, not necessarily the New Year cycle. but other cycle that you want to be able to map and analyze it. And let's see, a solar return. If I do this cycle solar return 25 and my chart, and we are not using the 41st gate because remember that a solar return or a new year cycle for you is the moment when the sun enters into the gate and line that you have when you born. So this solar return is basically about logic, transitoriness, we have recognition, and leadership alpha. And if we synthesize all of these channels, we have the recognition of leadership to be able to structure with logic transitoriness. And this is the thematic for me this whole year. And we have the nodes, as we saw in the when we were mapping the transit, the 36 polarity. It's about the, as I said, the I didn't remember what I say there, but it is the initiation of the emotional turmoil and experience. Remember that the 6th gate is the gate that initiates the motor wave of the emotional system, and the 36 is the gate of inexperience, the gate of crisis that drives us through the process of the experiential wave, the life itself. And this is how I'm going to be impacted by the program. It is the way I'm going to be able to filter and feel those frequencies that are going to be present in the year for me, and it's going to be there from my perspective, and it's going to be there, and it's going to be like that. It's going to be truth for me because no one can see what I see. This is the second way of doing a psychoanalysis. So if we are going to do a Rave New Year forecast, you can either watch the program itself through the whole year and look for any significant movements in any particular month. And the second way is do a solar return and map the impact, the influence the program is going to have for you this year, so you have your own individual and unique forecast. This is the correct way of doing this. Please don't fall into those gurus and salesmen of human design. We have ton of that. Honestly, they are boring. They don't even know. If you know design, if you understand mechanical principle, and you listen to these people, I mean, I will pay for that. I will pay to just see and get some fun of what these people are going to try to explain, because they don't know, they don't understand what they're talking about. They think they do because they have to sell, and they have to say any bullshit that whatever they come to sound interesting and smart. But if you're not ignorant, and if you have the correct information and you know design, you study design, and you have made tons of readings and chart analysis. And if you went into penta and war and Godheads and quarters, and you listen to these people, you are going to really have fun with that. Trying to explain what they don't know. And sometimes if you, for example, if you don't use any analysis technique like cross of life or four views or analysis mapping of personality, any analysis technique, you are not going to go anywhere. And I was thinking to teach analysis model that I made. I call it the traditional model. Is very similar to the model that Ra used in his early analysis chart readings. And the traditional model is basically the cross of life. The cross of life as a technique, and it is about mapping where the definition is in the Sun Earth polarity and the nodes. So for example, if you're going to use the cross of life here, we don't have any definition in the Sun Earth and the nodes, so there's nothing to see here. And the other technique of analysis is the four views, is the definition, profile, authority, and the other one, definition, authority, profile, and type. I think it is the, if you look the definition here, the transitoriness, we are going to focus on this channel. We are going to analyze these gates, and we are going to see the lines of this definition because they are defined and they are going to be consistently. So for example, if you look at Jupiter in the 35th one, it is the line of humility, the ability to accept rejection. This is going to be there for a couple of weeks, and this is the detriment by Neptune, because Neptune fixes the other side of the channel. When you have a channel, you have a kind of shared energy here. So for example, if any line activated by, let's say, Neptune, that activates the detriment of this line, it is Neptune that activates the other end of the channel. It's going to fix the other side. It impacts the gate of the other side, and this is advanced hexagonal structure. I may teach this sometimes. So this is a self-destructive reaction to rejection. This is violence, emotional. Remember, this is a manifesting channel. This is about anger, loss of worth, change, and rejection as humiliation. And this is going to impact the collective. And whenever you have a definition, you're going to read the lines of that channel always, because the lines are going to be always activated there. It's not like you're going to go to the 66 and you're going to read the line, because there's no definition here, and it's going to happen only when someone activates the 3rd gate. So this is mechanical analysis technique, and I particularly use a mix of all techniques, being the cross of life my favorite, and In the for views I include variables which I cannot see here, but if I go here and I see that there's a second tongue, this is left, and I know this is left mind, left perspective, and this is how you properly read and analyze chart. This is the correct way of doing a Rave, New Year, all this celebration and all of that. This is nothing special. In fact, if you're living your design, the program has nothing to tell you or influencing you, because it's just frequency that are going to be there, nothing else. You're not going to do anything with that. So don't put your hopes and expectations on this cycle, because nothing is going to happen to you. You're not going to receive anything for positive from this, any practical from this. So don't feed these people that are going to say this or that, or going into rituals and turning on candles and pray for the program that something good is going to happen to you and your family. Forget all of that. Please don't lose your energy into that, because there are important things to do for you in this year. Remember, this is your life and you have to live it. You don't have to wait for anything to happen here, because nothing is going to happen when you want. It's going to happen when it has to happen, when it's correct for you. And I don't want to say here that this has nothing to do with strategy and authority, because I say in the first episode of this mentorship that I'm not going to touch the type construct here. You already know type, you already know your strategy, and I'm not going to tell anything about that, because I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life. You know well what to do with your life, and if you want to follow your strategy and authority, is your business. I mean, I'm not going to support and enforce that, because for me, my process is very different. It's not about strategy and authority. For me, it's about awareness, and awareness is to be able to unfold and show you what you can see with your own eyes. This is awareness. This is what is important for me. And what is important for you, you have to discover it yourself. So this is what I wanted to talk about in this lecture. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see us next time in another lecture or episode of this mentorship. So happy New Year, and bye bye.